This episode is brought to you by Amazon Prime. From streaming to shopping, Prime helps you get more out of your passions. So whether you're a fan of true crime or prefer a nail-biting novel from time to time, with services like Prime Video, Amazon Music, and fast free delivery, Prime makes it easy to get more out of whatever you're into or getting into. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to learn more.
The Conjuring: Last Rites. On September 5th.
Hey, come down here! I need your help!
The Conjuring: Last Rites. Only in theaters September 5th. Rated R.
This episode is brought to you by Dogfish Head Craft Brewery. The Grateful Dead and Dogfish Head have gotten the band back together with the release of Grateful Dead Juicy Pale Ale, a light-bodied pale ale brewed with sustainable Kernza grains, granola, and heaps of good karma for a refreshing brew that's music to your taste buds. Available nationwide. Visit dogfish.com to find Grateful Dead Juicy Pale Ale in your neck of the woods. Dogfish Head Craft Brewery is located in Milton, Delaware. Please drink responsibly.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Happy Monday, everybody. This is your timeless elite, your PR princess of WWT. Courtney is with you in the building. You're probably guessing because we actually changed our time because with the fact Raw came on a little bit early because they're in the UK this week. Obviously, we know it's Clash in Paris, and we're just getting over a whirlwind weekend where we had NXT Heatwave and Forbidden Door and so much wrestling happening. But I am not alone. I am very happy she's here with me. You've seen her on the watch-alongs for LFG. And wow, and they are almost done with this season's LFG. So if you need any inside outs on who to look for in LFG, she is your go-to. I'm excited to have Christina.
Hello.
Yes.
We're back. Thank you for having me. Courtney's teaching me the behind the scenes. So I'm slowly, in case there's any errors, it's probably because of me.
That's okay, because you know what? You're learning. So that is a good thing, because we want you to make sure you're successful. But how has your weekend been?
Weekend has been good. There's been a lot of wrestling. There's been a lot of news, a lot of updates, and a lot of heat and a lot of naps as well.
A lot of heat, a lot of naps. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hey, Lewis Johnson, Eric, Isaac, Maria, Wilson, Chad, Benitez, thank you for joining because, yeah, if you kind of noticed, Raw was on a little bit early, as I mentioned, because they are in the UK all this week. As you know, it's Clash in Paris this week, and they kicked off with the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns, who had a standing ovation in Birmingham. Huge
ovation it was.
Yes, and they were like singing to him, they were serenading him, and of course he was on the mic, and he had to defend his own cousin Jay because people did not think he was a world heavyweight champion. Obviously, of course, he had to confront Bronson Reed because the man stole his shoes. He's now the tribal thief. And
twice.
Twice. But Christina, I just want to get your quick thoughts on Roman Reigns' promo. What do you think he's doing coming back? And also the confrontation him and Bronson Reed had throughout Raw.
Yeah, so the confrontation, I can't say I'm surprised about the confrontation. I will say I saw it coming. I'm actually really glad to see him and his cousins kind of coming back together. It warms my heart. However, about the brawl between him and Bronson, and it's just like a big brawl. It sounds like everyone's really cautious of each other. Roman's telling Jay not to trust Punk, and it's a lot. It's a lot. But I really like the promo, and I really liked all the love that the crowd had for him. It was like he was like, okay, we can do this all day. And I'm pretty sure the crowd could have went all day cheering for Roman.
You could tell anytime they're an international, the crowd is just so passionate. It doesn't matter what part overseas you are. They are just absolutely passionate, and they will sing from almost anything.
Shout out to them, because they are they are so good to the WWE fans. But yeah, like I said, I like Roman coming back, and I like the cousins coming together. It's just confusing with all the different brawls and the who can trust who and who knows.
Wow. It was a crazy brawl, but also we did learn from Adam Pearce today. It is official. Bronson Reed, Roman Reigns will meet at Clash in Paris this weekend. Obviously, the rest of the team in WWT will be giving our poll predictions by the end of the week for Clash in Paris. But that was not the only thing that happened on Raw. I mean, obviously, the photo speaks for itself. It just pretty much ended in chaos.
That's Adam where I was Pearce, like, my eyes were going like here to here. I didn't know who was going to come out of the crowd.
I don't know with Adam Pearce. It's like anytime there's chaos, Adam Pearce has to keep everything in line.
Dear, I like this shot.
it is a nice photo. It is a nice photo. I did have to get a shot of it, but yeah, it just kind of explains everything with the chaos that happened. But also, we did have JD McDonough taking on Dragon Lee. They met one-on-one after the mayhem that happened last week where the Judgment Day ganged up on him and Mr. Iguana last week. So JD and Dragon Lee had a match. Finn Balor got ejected. And Dirty Dom is doing what Dirty Dom does best. But AJ Styles wanted to keep up the odds a bit and get his hands on Dominic. But it won't be the last time we see these guys later on the show, because later on that night, AJ Styles takes on Finn Balor. So we do have photos of that. But yeah, it's just like pretty much shenanigans between, it just feels like it's never ending between AJ.
Never ending. There's no hate like AJ Styles hate for Dom. He will cross international waters to show how much he hates Dom. And I think it's quite hilarious. Shout out to Dragon Lee for winning, though, because I think they need to keep putting respect on Dragon Lee's name. Yes. Stop messing with him. Push him. Stop making him look crazy. And I'm glad that he won.
I'm happy he did win. I mean, Rey Mysterio gave him the nod of the future luchadors, but I think everybody's kind of say. But unfortunately, everybody's saying Dom is the king of the luchadors. But I don't know. Dragon Lee's not having it. So,
you know, shout out to Dominic. Shout out to Dirty Dom. Dragon. As far as the king of luchadors, it's hard because Rey Mysterio bestowed it upon Dragon Lee. Dom bestowed it upon himself. Dom and Rey are father-son. So it's hard who is the real king, but I feel and we just all coexist. I don't know.
You would think they coexist, but apparently we also saw backstage Dom interacting with El Grande Americano, and it looked like Finn and JD looked a little puzzled with what's going on. I mean, I don't know. I guess because of his upcoming match at Worlds Collide happening next month, where he's definitely getting another shot at the World Heavyweight Championship against Vikingo. So there will be a lot of layers to that. And since we're talking about luchadors, I mean, we got to go with another luchador that happened. Penta.
Yes.
Penta
and Kofi.
Yes, that was actually a banger of a match. Him versus Kofi Kingston. Obviously, you had Grayson Waller and Xavier Woods at ringside. And the outfit that Xavier had, it made you feel like you were at Buckingham Palace.
Wait, what was he? Wait, let me refresh. What was he wearing again?
He was wearing like a hat, and it's like all black pants, and then a vest. It looked like he was gonna go to Buckingham Palace.
I'm trying to find the picture. I think that was during my nap. So just context for the people streaming. I represent the fan that falls asleep throughout my shows. It doesn't matter if it came on at noon, I will fall asleep if I'm watching for something consecutively for 20 minutes or more. So I might have missed what he was wearing. I'm trying to find a picture and I can't find it, but I can only imagine it's amazing. Oh wait, no, that was a week ago. Gosh dang it.
Oh, yeah, it was a nice outfit, but this match was definitely a banger between these two. Penta doing what he does best, Kofi Kingston doing what he does best, even though the fans were chanting New Day sucks. It was great. It was really crazy.
I like that doesn't phase them.
Yes.
Anymore.
And in a surprising effort from this result, Kofi ended up getting the victory over Penta. And Christina, I want to ask you. Yes, that's the next question I'm going to ask you. Like, where do you think after this win that Kofi and the New Day and Grayson Waller, like, where are they going to go?
Now I'm not sure, because I honestly thought it was going to go for Penta, and I'm usually going for the luchador. But now I don't know where we're going, because before I was like, okay, if Penta got it, then I was kind of seeing like a luchador takeover. But now I'm not sure. I'm not sure the direction now.
Yes, so congratulations to Kofi Kingston on the big win. Very curious on where this is going to go. Obviously, getting him on track. Very curious on what Xavier, Grayson, and Kofi, all three of them coexist. And I'm pretty sure it won't be the last time we see Penta interacting with the rest of the New Day. But we actually have to go to the ladies. And this was a really good banger of a match. Roxanne Perez taking on Rhea Ripley. Obviously, you have Raquel Rodriguez at ringside, and we know the history between Raquel and Rhea, but they both delivered a really, really good match, and Rhea Ripley got the victory over Roxanne. But of course, Rhea had to pay the price, where she did get a beatdown by both Roxanne and Raquel. But thankfully, she had additional help from Io Sky, and it's crazy because the fans were chanting Io. The UK fans were chanting her name before she even came out.
I am here for this little mashup here. I'm here for the little mashup. She's still I like Io and Rhea together. I don't know. I'm glad Mommy won, because that's who I feel should have won at this time. Although I do love Roxanne. Rhea's still fighting the Judgment Day. I know. For how long is she gonna keep fighting the Judgment Day? I don't know. I'm like,
I know. I
at this point, sometimes I'll be forgetting what what the beef was. But I like this little pair just because they look so different. They look so. But what's interesting is that Io's friends are not feeling Rhea. The friendship. How do you feel about that? Because
it's a good thing you brought that up, because there's still a lot of tension between
Rio is the name now.
That is cute. There is a lot of tension between Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Io. I mean, look, sooner or later, Asuka and Io are definitely gonna have a fight somewhere down the line. They're going to have a banger of a match. I mean, obviously, Io is trying to restore order a bit, but sometimes you kind of have to really, you're going to have to really kind of put it in there, especially for Io, because I know there are times that Asuka was kind of taking control and yelling, but I think Io kind of needs to stand on her own 2 feet.
She got to do what she got to do.
She got to do. And plus, it's going to lead to a storyline between these two, along with the Kabuki Warriors. So that's also a thing as well. Boza, you put it on.
Shout out to Boza. And I'm shocked that they are looking like, but it is looking like they're turning on us. Like they're turning. Yes. I like the three. I like the three together. But yeah, Io needs to stand her ground. If she wants to be friends with Rhea, then gosh dang it, she can be friends with Rhea. Ooh, what about like Rio? But like Io is like either Io is dressed like Rhea or Rhea is dressed like Io.
Oh my god, that would be funny if they did a swap.
Switch. They switch. That'd be great.
Yes, Boza, because we're gonna actually talk about this, because I think I have an idea on who's gonna be a heel. But we're gonna talk about that later on during Raw.
Because we need more heels. Shout out to the heels.
Yes.
Shout out to the female heels.
Yes, we definitely gotta put some heels in. But always love to see Rhea and Io as a tag team together. we also had this confrontation. Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, they were going to face. I mean, I really thought Nikki Bella was going to say the C word, but she actually said coward.
Coward. I think that was also during my nap. So what I saw was Nikki. One of the taglines was Nikki Bella says C word, and I was like, oh my god.
But it wasn't the C word we wanted. She just said coward.
Coward. Cookie.
But unfortunately, these two definitely had a confrontation with each other. I mean, there was a lot of burns between both of them, especially 2 weeks ago when they had a burn against each other. And also, we were actually talking about this last week because it is a possibility that Nikki may be next in line for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match because, surprise, surprise, we got it official that...
Where'd it go? Ah, yes.
Right here we go. So we got official Clash in Paris for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella. Christina, I just want your quick thoughts on this. And do you think Nikki is going to walk away with the belt?
I think while it's going to be, I think the majority are going to want Nikki to win. I think Becky's going to retain.
I know some people.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people they're going to be going for Nikki, but I feel like that's almost why Becky might retain.
And it's very interesting because since Becky's won the title, and Boza really actually did mention on this too, that the Women's Intercontinental Championship match has been getting a lot more spotlight in the PLEs and the Women's United States Championship match. So that's pretty interesting as well. Obviously, Becky trying to bring a lot of prestige into this and also really kind of floating around with challenges as well because she can't face Lyra Valkyria anymore since she still has the belt. So they're trying to like test the water to see that. But I mean, I'm looking forward to this match. I mean, I'm hoping it's a solid match from both of these ladies. I don't want it to be a dud or anything else. But
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But Nikki did hold her ground, and you know, people do have mixed feelings about that. I was not the biggest fan of the Bella Army, but you have to give credit on the contribution that she made. Like, she did bring it into mainstream with Total Diva. She brought people who were not familiar with wrestling. People probably got into wrestling for the first time when they watched either Total Divas or Total Bellas. So there will be a lot of eyes. There will be a lot of eyes to this, and it'll be a very interesting match. I really hope it's a solid performance at both these ladies, and we'll be giving our full predictions later in the week for Clash in Paris.
And it would be her first one since her Divas Championship. So there would be a good story. There is a good reason for her to get the title. Good story. But I almost feel like that's why Becky's gonna retain.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's very, very crazy. And then for this, well, I was going to talk about this in particular. So Bailey, we've seen this for the last couple of weeks. We've seen a personality. One personality is her hugger, and the other one is when she had her heel persona in the show Ding Dong. So there's a lot of voices coming into the head. And it's very interesting to me because I really was thinking about this theory because people always think about it as Randy Orton. I kept thinking, what if she pulls off a Three Faces of Foley persona?
Yes, I said that. I just said that today. I was like, it's giving me Mick Foley. It's giving me different personalities. And I want to see her come out as three different Baileys.
That would be really insane. Sort of
match. My life would be complete because in my fantasy world, which I play every now and then in my head, if I'm a wrestler, I play what kind of wrestler would I be? I would be multiple faces like Mick Foley. So I really like that I'm seeing this play out.
Yeah, exactly, Boza. I mean, I was thinking about this too because there's so many personalities she could work with. They need a top heel since Naomi's out, and she would be a really good top heel to work with. And I do think the first person that she should feud with is Lyra. Because Lyra was talking with Adam Pearce, checking on Bailey to see if she's okay. And I think that would really help stop Laura's Lyra's babyface status, because she's already there, but it would kind of increase it because we know she's a good wrestler, but also really bring out the character development of Lyra as a top babyface. So I think that would be a good first view for her with Lyra and everything else, and really help out changing the game. And plus, maybe we could see gold in our future, since Naomi had to relinquish the title, and you need a top female heel.
We do need top. And then Barnard put me something. What if we have the different faces of Bailey are different champs? Like other Bailey is one, and heel Bailey is another. I would scream.
That would be crazy, but I do think her first one should be with Lyra.
What's up, Maria?
I know, right? Looks like Asuka and Bailey are replacing. Yeah, I mean, look, it's either going to be Asuka or is it going to be Bailey, but I'm in for Three Faces of Foley persona for Bailey.
Oh my gosh, I live for it. It's like they were in my mind.
That was in your mind, and I was thinking about this too. I was like, oh my goodness.
I was in my mind. And what if Mick Foley, his different faces never held different titles, correct? Or did they? I don't think so.
I think they did. So when he was Mankind,
he
did held like the main title and a former tag team champion. Dude Love was a former tag team champion.
Oh, but not at the same time.
Not at the same time.
I know, Jack, like different. Yeah, like different.
Yeah, and Cactus Jack, he held like, I believe, just the tag team.
The hardcore or something.
And hardcore, something like that. But I know with Mankind, he got like, well, back then it was like the WWF title.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, please make this happen. Wrestling gods.
So that would be insane. Yep. Boza, you're right. Mankind was the most successful.
Mankind was the most successful, yeah.
3-time. Yep. He was the most successful one. And we also, as I mentioned, we had AJ Styles taking on Finn Balor. And AJ Styles picked up the victory. And we actually found out from Adam Pearce that next week, just a friendly reminder, next week, Raw will be on at 2 p.m. Eastern Time in France.
11 p.m. Pacific.
Yes. AJ Styles, Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship next week.
Okay.
I mean, do you think, I mean, do you think it's time for AJ to get the gold? Do you think it's time, or?
Here's my thought. I was like, okay, so Dom went to Adam to be like, this is crazy. You need to do something about this. He's a champion. And then Adam was like, I have an idea. Why don't you put your championship on the line with him? I'm like, wait, how does this benefit Dom? That was my thing.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, this benefits AJ. I was like, wait, how does this help Dom in any way?
Well, it's very interesting because I know with Dom, because he has a big match, as we mentioned, Worlds Collide happening next month. I think maybe it could add another layer to the Judgment Day, because you could tell there's a lot of friction. Because as I mentioned earlier, Dominic's been talking to El Grande, Americano. And also the fact too, JD and Finn were having a little bit concerned, like, why is he talking to this guy?
Yeah. I think actually right now, if besides that confusion that I had just on my own, I think now might be a good time for the title to switch because of all of Dom's kind of cross-promotional shenanigery.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of cross-promotion, especially for AAA. Like I said, he has a big match happening next month. But yeah, next Monday, it will be AJ, Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental title. Just a friendly reminder, Raw will be on at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific
11
time.
Pacific, people.
Yes. So make sure to put your reminders in. Make sure to put your reminders in. And we also had the main event. LA Knight taking on Braun Breaker. This was our main event, but of course there was a lot of chaos and shenanigans. Obviously, Roman Reigns was beating up Bronson Reed before the match even started. Then LA Knight tried to get in with Braun Breaker, obviously. So definitely the match ended, I believe. I knew about every match except the main event.
Oh, this one, Braun
Breaker? Okay, because I
Braun got this
Braun won.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker. Okay, Braun Breaker won. But yes, Braun Breaker won. But of course, Seth Rollins came in and then it added in chaos. And then obviously we saw.
I was like, Seth, who called you? I was like, at this point, it's just like, Seth, how did you get involved in this? I don't know. It adds to my confusion of who has the beef with who. Because if I close my eyes, now Seth is here. I'm like, Seth, you're not even in the match.
I know.
You're not
like
even
Seth,
friends with anyone. Like, what?
It's like hard. And then it's like Seth and Braun are trying to take out LA Knight. Then you have main event Jey Uso came out. And then you have CM Punk came out. And it's like, now LA Knight, CM Punk.
Who was fighting? Jey. I was like, wait. At some point, I thought it was Jay versus Brock. I was like, wait, no, it was LA Knight. I forgot who was who.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's kind of leading into the main event that's happening at Clash in Paris this weekend. But Christina, I just want to get your quick thoughts on how do you feel about Clash in Paris happening this weekend, but also how you feel overall on the final Raw before Clash in Paris.
I'm intrigued as to, and someone in the comments reminded me, like, how Adam was announcing matches that I'm wondering why they're not at Clash in Paris. Like, why isn't the Intercontinental Championship a match at Paris? It's next Raw.
I get they're trying. I'm going to see if I can try to answer this as much as possible, because I know, like, in past PLAs, they try to do it at at least 5-6 matches. So at least
yeah.
And then also with the fact too, they're not doing post-conference, like the conferences after.
Yeah.
Because we found out at SummerSlam they're not doing it anymore, which is not.
Yeah, Jeffrey, it was you. Jeffrey. I was like,
yes.
Wait. And then, everyone pause. We missed one very important thing. That Stephanie Vacker is not going to be at Clash in Paris because of the Naomi thing. Although she's still a number 1 contender, but Adam Pearce promised that give him a week and he'll come up with another opponent, which is also not going to be at Clash in Paris. And I was like,
no, it's not. But she still has an opportunity. It's just, we're going to find out next week on who she's facing for Adam Pearce. But Stephanie, she still is the number 1 contender. It's just pretty much we just have to find out. And Boza, like I said, I would not be shocked if it was at WrestlePalooza, since it is the first PLE underneath the partnership between WWE and ESPN. So they really want to end this pretty much with a bang. But hopefully Stephanie gets the news. It was pretty much a solid Raw.
She was so calm.
She was like, so calm.
She was like, I understand. And I was like,
she was
screaming.
And happy National Banana
Split Day.
So thank you. But I mean, it was a solid episode. They checked all the boxes. I mean, obviously there is chaos, but sometimes it gets a little repetitive towards the ending of the match, because I feel like the last couple of weeks ended in no disqualification, and it's like, okay, I get it.
That's not the one I was trying to do.
But
while I can never be mad at mommy, I don't think it should be Rhea. I don't think it should be Rhea, but I can never be mad at her, but I don't think it should be her. I agree.
I don't think so, because like I said, her and Io are going to be probably in a program with the Kabuki Warriors.
Oh, I want them to tag team
far. She's going to be far away from the women's world title. So it's nice to get like some new, fresh blood in the challenger seat. Obviously, of course, I mean, we'll see with the situation, because we do have Stephanie. I mean, if Bailey's going to have this similar persona that Mick Foley did, that would be on fire. And she could be in a feud with Lyra. That would be awesome too. And also seeing Ivy Nile, who's been backstage doing catering, that would be awesome as well. But speaking,
say his name and he will.
Yes.
Say his name and he appears. I believe it said.
Actually, had a
we don't do
weekend.
Introductions. We don't do introductions. I just pop up when I want to pop up.
I was like, what? Did you come
How's
from?
everybody doing? Happy Monday, everybody. The mayor said he would be here. It's a glorious August 25th.
You said you weren't be. You said
the year of our
there will
Lord
be no.
2025.
Oh God.
No
comment.
Yes. What's up, Jeffrey? I did say I would be here. That's a lie. Don't do the
Did
TK thing. I said I would be
I
here.
thought you said no. I thought you said you weren't gonna. I thought there was no Monday Night Mare until further notice.
We worked out something during the what
check,
was it?
The check cleared.
No. There was a watch along yesterday, I believe. The what was the NXT show? I can't think of it right now.
NXT Heatwave.
Yeah, so we talked about Heatwave, and we now know that the show is early because they're in Europe this week. So there will be a Raw post show. I said there will never be a watch along again. There will be a post show. We don't give you guys that.
All right.
I need to watch along because like I said, I fall asleep if I'm not watching it with somebody. I fall asleep. So
well,
I need.
Well, since you're here, I mean, I just want to get your thoughts because it's the final Raw before Clash in Paris, and how did you feel from top to bottom on tonight's Raw?
I'm still getting through the top, but I did watch like the second half of Raw. It was a solid go-home show. I think we got the Clash of the Paris card pretty much sold away outside of what might happen on SmackDown. Maybe some mid-card title gets added for the show. But it was a good Monday Night Raw. Ended about how you thought with some dissension amongst who should be aligning together with CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. I don't think it's going to mean anything. I think we'll see this tango for the rest of the year with Seth still being champion, but we'll talk about predictions before the show this weekend. Also, The Vision is a very dumb name. I don't know when they slid that in here within the past 2 months. I ain't been doing the watch along, but The Vision is a very stupid name.
I don't know.
Don't like it.
That name.
What happened to? I thought it's The Vision, but then they also isn't it like MT something?
MFTs?
MFTs?
No.
So MFTs are a solos group.
Oh, JK. Wrong group.
Even Boza agrees saying The Vision.
Yeah, even Boza's agreeing.
Well, Sindel, long time no see. Long time no see, Sindel. Long time no see.
Yes, Courtney does deserve her flowers. Everybody been life and Courtney been steering the ship as a one-woman show. So we give you your flowers.
Thank you. Well, got to keep it consistent because we got a lot of stuff happening. But we're going to give our bold predictions the end of this week with Clash in Paris. A lot of stuff has happened. Also, friendly reminder, Raw will be on 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on Netflix because they are still on their UK tour. So, quick FYI with that. Just make sure to set your reminders for Raw. And we're going to turn into NXT Heatwave. NXT Heatwave that happened this past yesterday. My God, I keep thinking it's Monday.
I know it was a long time ago.
Yesterday, and we did have a watch along. We did have a watch along last night, and said he was on the watch along with our councilman and TK. And said, I just want to get your quick thoughts because obviously we did have 2 of your clients in this match as well. Vice, she's going to be the number 1 contender for this match. But just want to get your quick thoughts overall on how you feel about NXT Heatwave during the watch along.
As I said last night, this show was a solid 10 out of 10 for none other than one reason alone. We have a new number 1 contender. And yes, she is represented by I right here. And I'm already calling my shot. We don't got to talk about the rest of the show. That doesn't matter at all. In a few brief weeks, near her hometown, she will be crowned as your NXT Women's Champion. It's a home field advantage for Miss Vice. And you know what? Damn it, the mayor need to be there with the family. We're going to let TK know that. And y'all in the chat, y'all let her know. Y'all stay on top of TK because she got all the money and all the strings. Like, they need to be pulled. They need to be tugged for that appearance. But Lola wrestled a good match. I think I said yesterday that I felt like Kalani was the MVP of the match. She was literally the glue that kept all 3 women going. And I thought the roll-up was a great way, not to really tie up what's going on between her and Jada because they're still 1-1, but it was a great way to kind of get a win and everybody escape still looking strong in my eyes. But I like what we're seeing, and I do like that we're going to get Lola versus JC while her foundation is kind of crumbling at the seams.
funny you mentioned that because we are going to talk about that in a little bit. But just a quick run through. We did see Blake. Oh, not Blake Monroe, but we do have new tag team champions with Dark State. Yes, we do have new tag team champions with Dark State. They beat Hank and Tank. I just wanted to get a quick question on where does this go with Dark State because obviously we've seen them wreak havoc. Where does this go from here?
So this one's interesting, and I think this, just like we got a new change of the guard with Hank and Tank at Stand and Deliver, and I think they're great for the tag team division. Respectable title reign, but this is more about telling the story of who Dark State is because they've kind of just been treading water, even though they've been on both brands, TNA, NXT, with the random attacks. Then they've had some stuff at the main event scene with Oba. Is Trick Williams a part of the group? Is he the leader? Whatever. It was kind of like, what are we doing with Dark State? And this is a way to kind of not. It's kind of like a reintroduction, and it's a way to help them run a division and keep them on TV consistently since they've been doing promo work backstage. But if anything, for the tag team division, it actually adds some stability because there's not a lot of tag teams. So if they can just keep the titles, because now it'll be every tag team trying to rip the title away from 4 people. Same with Judgment Day. But now you kind of might get like the Freebird rule as well, where any 2 of the 4 can defend the belt. And it's going to allow us to see the personality of each character and how long they keep these titles in this division at chokehold. So I think it's good for Dark State because they were really just, to me, really treading water.
Oh. Christina, you got any thoughts you want to add?
I'm still kind of trying to piece together where I see the tag team going. I actually thought Hank and Tank was going to retain, so I think I'm still kind of trying to form my thoughts of where we're going now that they lost.
It's going to be very interesting because I started watching NXT last year, and with Dark State, it's going to be very interesting because I really thought Hank and Tank were going to retain, but with the fact it kind of does reintroduce people with Dark State and really kind of have them. I wouldn't say hostage to tag team titles, but it would be interesting to see some tag teams we haven't seen in weeks. Like we haven't seen OTM in a matter of weeks. I would like to see them at least get in there. Obviously, I wouldn't be shocked if they did invade TNA and kind of make a ramshack. But this is kind of crazy. If you really want to do a ramshack, and this is just me like out of the blue, it would be crazy if they did held not only those titles, but also the TNA tag team titles. But that's just kind of like, that would be very interesting because you would take them off the Hardys, who are one of the most popular tag teams. And also it kind of would take people seriously. And then you have all these tag teams that are just trying to figure out, okay, we have to work cohesive in this. Like these guys have our belts. What are we going to do here? But that was just something that's just something that crossed my mind.
Interesting. Would that kind of made me think about what Boza just said. Where'd it go?
Yeah, that would be pushing. But also it would be something for Dark State to do. I mean, if they really want to be taken seriously, why not? But that's just something to think about. But congratulations. We do have new NXT Tag Team Champions. We also had
shout out to them.
Blake Monroe winning in her first singles pay-per-view match against Jordan Grace, the Juggernaut. Obviously, we did see some tactics in there. Also, where does this go? Also, a question for you both. Where does this go with Blake Monroe? Where does she go next? Because we know she's going to be in action tomorrow night on NXT. But also, where does this go for her next?
I'm thinking. Sorry.
So the glamour character is kind of like I want to feel like right now she's kind of an attraction. She doesn't need belt. She can obviously challenge for that, but she's kind of just like an attraction. She's there. You know, she's a top dog in the roster and her time will come. So I think you see her challenge somebody else who's been kind of a mainstay in NXT for a while. I don't know who that might be, but think about the people who have some long tenure in NXT, like a Thea Hill, or like even like Soul comes to mind, but Soul has belts. I want to pick somebody who doesn't have titles. And you just have what NXT traditionally has done well are rivalries away from the title picture where there's no need for titles to change hands. So Jordan Grace was a good example of that. And now that she's won over Jordan Grace, I think it'll continue a while. But I think where Blake goes is somebody else who kind of has some spotlight that she wants to take.
Christina?
I'm trying to think who spotlight, like Sol Ruka, maybe?
That could be a possibility too within the Women's North American Championship. We shall see on that. But yeah, Blake really had a signature win, or as Booker T calls her, I think he called her like a glamorous or glorified blonde bombshell on commentary.
Booker T's been going off on commentary.
That's what he called Blake Monroe. But congratulations to her, and very excited to see where this is going to go for her. Obviously, she has a big match tomorrow against Kalani Jordan, and we'll talk about NXT for tomorrow night. Kudos to her. But Darkseid's not the only one that won belts. We have a new TNA Knockouts champion, Ash by Elegance.
I like it.
Yeah, she did. Said, I want to get your quick thoughts because you were on the watch along for this, and I did peek at it yesterday because I know you and Will gave some of your thoughts on this, and some people were a little bit unsure, but just some quick thoughts with Ash by Elegance, and was this the right call for TNA?
Kind of shocking, to be honest. I didn't think JC's time as double champ would end so soon, and the match really didn't give us much in terms of logic with the ref tossing fatal influence, but the Elegance brand doing literally the same thing. So this is more about, to me, this is kind of a panic move where TNA wanted to get the title back, or one of their titles back, because they don't know what direction they want to go. So either somebody else is challenging for this title that's from NXT really soon, but it really didn't make sense to tell the story the way they did.
Christina, you have anything you want to add?
I like this win. I'm still trying to figure out where kind of it's going from here. But I felt like with JC, I felt like it was kind of coming to an end. I don't know. I kind of was not over her, but I feel like I was ready for a title change.
I don't have a problem with this. It's just, where is this going to go next?
Yeah.
Where are this going to go? And I kind of do agree with Will. Whoever's in TNA production, they need to change their theme song. I mean, I try to, but you need to get a little bit of an up tempo. If you want Elegance brand, it kind of needs to be a little bit up tempo. But I'm very.
I also was wondering why the ref didn't kick out Elegance.
All the gold. Yeah, that was very interesting. They kicked out Fatal Influence, but they did not kick out the rest of Ash by Elegance.
Wait a minute.
It's very interesting. But we shall see what happens next. I mean, Elegance by Ash, the Elegance brand got all the gold. I'm just very curious of where this is going to go next. But we shall see on Thursday with TNA. And congratulations again to Ash by Elegance. She is the new TNA Knockouts champion. And we also had this, which the whole crowd was Bizarro World in this. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green taking on Tyra May Steele and Tavion Heights. And the fans were going crazy for Chelsea. And they were booing Tyra May Steele. They were really booing.
Oh my goodness.
But I just want to get you guys' quick thoughts on this. Like, how did you feel about the match? Where do you think this is going to go for Tyra May and Tavion? And also with Ethan and Chelsea in their Canadian administration.
Canadian administration. Wow. I think, I was going for Chelsea Green, so I am glad that Chelsea and Ethan won. So I am with the crowd on that one. I'm kind of wondering what it means with the Secret Harvest. I'm trying to think about their involvement here. Chelsea Green administration. Yes. The Chelsea Green administration.
I know Chelsea Green administration, but they're Canadian, so it's like I gotta say Canadian. I always like to say Canadian.
I'm like, I know. I'm like, I guess they can Ethan Page be part of the Secret Harvest?
Well, he is the first gentleman of the Harvest.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Said, you have any quick thoughts in this mixed tag match overall?
This is a match I didn't get a chance to see. I was still heading home, but just talking with TK and Councilman, the crowd was definitely pro-Canada. So WWE has to do a better job of reading the room and understanding where people are aligned if they want to get people over. I think Tavion Heights is a fun character who will do great things in the men's division on NXT, but saddling Tyra May with the Olympic gold gimmick can only do harm for her going forward, because America's not a cool thing right now. And I think people can use enough critical thinking skills to know why. So, I mean, trying to get them over. I mean, Chelsea Green is a national treasure. And then her pairing up with Ethan Page to do this whole bit, it's going to get over naturally because people like Chelsea Green. So I think Tavion's a good challenger for Page going forward. But this reintroduction of Tyra May still needs to be done a little bit better fashion. Like, she can just come in and just be dominant, but trying to get the flag over with the gimmick is not going to work in 2025.
Yeah, I mean, I think with everything happening in the world right now, you kind of nailed it on the headset, because this is not like when Kurt Angle did it back in 99 or 2000, when he came out of the Olympics, and everybody thought that was cool, and also everybody trying to replicate what Kurt did. I don't think anybody could do the level what Kurt Angle did. And also reading the room, that's also another thing too, because you kind of have to know your audience, which is very odd because they were in Massachusetts. But Chelsea Green, she's still going to be Chelsea. Everybody loves her. And even with, I even saw people cheering for Ethan and chanting Canada's name. It was very interesting in the audience. But these two are definitely going to work. You had a thought, Christina?
Oh, one thought popped into my mind. I feel like the only person that can do like the America thing right now is Grande, Kaiser Americano.
Well, yeah, he could pull that off, but I'm pretty sure we'll be talking about him in the coming weeks with his alliance with Dom. But congratulations to Chelsea Green and Ethan Page on winning, and we're gonna definitely see Tavion Heights go for that NXT North American men's title belt. Then we get to the main event where the ruler Obafemi faced off against the young OG Javon Evans. It was a hard-fit match between these two. Pretty much, it was the first time Javon went solo against Obafemi, especially after having that crazy match against Trick last week on NXT, because I did see his body get bandaged up. He did put on a good match, but the ruler stayed up on top. But that was not the only thing that closed out, because we got to see. Did I put the photo in here? Here we go. Ricky Saints stare down Obafemi. And also, this could sense of a next challenger for him, because I know the last couple of weeks we've all talked about the males division in NXT, and could this be the spark that they need for that division?
Oh, could be. I actually thought Javon was going to win, so this took me for a little loop.
I think they accomplished a lot with the main event, obviously showcasing that Javon can conquer the ruler, if you would. Even though he didn't get the job done through the confines of like match rules, he still can say, hey, I pinned you. But at the same time, he's still not ready to lead a division. Ricky Saints is ready to lead a division, but they're going to have to do a lot more in building up this rivalry to make me believe that he's ready now to lead NXT. Because Ricky's been on so many side missions, and to me, his like arrival hasn't really meant much. He's just like a fly on the wall in most cases to me. So like him jumping to the main event scene, what I said last night is this would have been better as if this was the first time we saw Ricky on NXT programming. If we just started there, he's calling out Oba. That makes sense. But he's had this feud with Ethan. He's lost, got hurt, came back. I don't know if now's the time. But as far as carrying the program on the mic, Ricky can do that. I think that's one thing that's been missing in the men's division. So I'm interested to see how they do it. I don't think it happens at No Mercy, but I think we're building towards something at least around Halloween Havoc time.
Yeah, I mean, with Ricky, I do see potential in him. I don't want them to rush it yet. I want them to still slowly build this process with Ricky, especially on his journey as NXT champion. He did say yesterday during Heatwave that he wants that title, but I really want this to really slowly build out this program. I don't want this to feel rushed. I don't want to feel like it's forced. I just want this to really see how they interact with each other, not just backstage, but also in the ring. How can they counteract with one another? So that's something that I would like to see happen. But I'm very excited to see Ricky Saints get in that. I mean, I've seen him do mic work back in AEW. He has charisma. He's good on the mic. He can pull it off, but I'm very intrigued on where this is going to go next, and hopefully we should see that tomorrow on NXT. But that concludes NXT Heatwave, but also just a little bit more NXT news because we found out they got some shows added. We found out yesterday from NXT Heatwave. NXT returns to Full Sail on Tuesday, September 16th for NXT Homecoming Live. We also found out Halloween Havoc is coming to Arizona on Saturday, October 25th. And also No Mercy will be returning on Saturday, September 27th from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And all tickets will be going on sale this Wednesday. So I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on how you feel about these upcoming events with NXT.
I'm here for it. I can't wait because I'm trying to get back on my NXT train here. So I am glad to see that there's so many. Gosh, kind of want to do like a road trip, just kind of go to all of them.
It could be both a potential road trip. Could be a road trip. Said, you got any quick thoughts? Like all these events that are happening within NXT in September and October?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they put some stuff on the calendar so we can get a better vision of what the fall season of NXT is going to be. Obviously, Sol Ruka is going to be defending her title at No Mercy against like a gauntlet of individuals from different promotions. The Speed title, we now know the Speed title is coming to the NXT Women's Division. I only can wonder if that means the men's Speed title with El Grande Americano is going to come with the men's. I think that'd be fun. Halloween Havoc is always a fun show. I don't know exactly where Prescott Valley, Arizona is, but if it's in Arizona, I can go there pretty easily. So hopefully I can go to both shows, Fort Lauderdale and Prescott, just to see Lola become champion and then defend her first title of defense in Arizona.
Well, hopefully you get to see that, but all tickets for all three of these shows for NXT.
And I want to be clear, if I'm in the building for Lola's crowning moment and she beats JC Jane for the title, oh God, I'm going to be unbearable.
Oh my God.
You think I'm unbearable with football season in the Commanders? I'm going to be unbearable if Lola becomes champion.
Well,
we won't even have slides of this anymore. I'm just going to have slides of Lola Vice for every topic. And we're just going to have to.
Oh my goodness.
Like the background, like instead of WWT, it's going to be Lola's face.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Well, goody.
Oh Lord, hopefully TK's watching that clip.
TK is going to take away our password privileges if that.
Oh my God.
I've already changed the codes. They're all in my Rolodex.
Fantastic.
Boss lady. I hope you're watching this, boss lady. But that wraps up NXT news, and we're just shifting gears with AEW Forbidden Door. That happened yesterday, earlier in the afternoon from London, England. yours truly did a watch along. I'm only going to yeah, okay, not on my watch along for AEW. I mean, you can do it on Honey's watch along because that's SmackDown. But just a quick one.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I like that idea, Jeffrey. You know,
Honey does not. Don't
Lord, please
have him do that to Honey's.
Please encourage my behavior in the chat.
Please don't encourage it.
Yeah, if you want to do that, do it on Honey's watch along. But anyways,
no, not Honey's.
Please.
Honey's watch along, AEW. It's gonna be women's wrestling
watch
vice.
along.
It'll be WWV, women's wrestling vice.
Oh my goodness,
this is crazy.
But anyway, shifting gears, Forbidden Door also happened yesterday in London, England, earlier in the afternoon. Yours truly did a watch along yesterday, and it was pretty solid. And I'm not going through the whole matches. I'm only going through some of the main points that happened at Forbidden Door to make sure everything good to go. So I'm just gonna kick it off here with this photo right here. I mean, look, I know. It is. Christian Cage, Adam Copeland. Look, I'm still going to call him Edge and Christian. If their mama called him Edge and Christian, I will still call him.
His mom called him Edge and Christian.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be something. But they reunited. I know people said they reunited since 2011. But the last time they did a pay-per-view together as a team was back in 2001 at Invasion.
Really?
Yeah, because I had to look that up. And I was like, oh, that's the last time they teamed up together on a pay-per-view. So they teamed up together on a pay-per-view against the returning Killswitch. People call him Luchasaurus. Against Kip Sabian. And it was a solid match to kick off the show. Edge and Christian ended up getting the win. But this is definitely going to lead to a lot more storytelling. And also with the fact, too, they did handshake and agreed. And Edge said, I will help out with Christian's problem if Christian will help out with Edge's problem with FTR. So hopefully they can stay with the agreement, and looking forward to see the two of them interacting like old times. So congratulations to Edge and Christian on getting this win. We also had the TNT Championship match. We did have Takahashi from New Japan, because this was also a co-joint pay-per-view production between New Japan and AEW. Kyle Fletcher retained against Takahashi in a very good, solid match. Definitely put on a banger with these two, and of course we see that creep down Callis, which it won't be the last time we see him. But also with Kyle Fletcher, said I just want to get your quick thoughts, because you've been following Kyle Fletcher a little bit on his matches, and just wanted to get your quick thoughts on his victory yesterday.
A good win for Kyle, as his meteoric rise is continuing. I like that he's starting to get his flowers in the the post-event scrum. He's talking about the pivot he had to make when his tag team partner got hurt, and how AEW's been very supportive of seeing him as this version of himself, and he had to kind of believe in it as well. So it's good to see it all coming to fruition. And I think this is just like, it's really just the beginning for Kyle Fletcher, because I look at Kyle how some people might look at like Ospreay and Swerve and MJF, where they can be like big parts of what the brand of AEW is going forward for the next decade.
Yeah. Christina, you want to put any thoughts in with Kyle Fletcher?
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, no, I have to keep an eye a little more on Kyle Fletcher. I wasn't able to catch all the Forbidden Doors, kind of caught here and there. But overall, I like the match. Overall. But I'll have to keep an eye on Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, Kyle is somebody that I do see on the rise. And, as much as I get on Don Callis, I do have to give him credit as a manager for supporting Kyle, especially being TNT champion. I do want to see him continue being the face of TNT and just really rolling with that title. And he pretty much put out a hit list. He wants to face off against everybody. He wants to face off against everybody on that list. So congratulations to Kyle Fletcher on retaining the TNT Championship match. And we also had, hold on. Wait a minute. Not Tony. Okay, here we go. Congratulations to Mercedes Moné on retaining the TBS title in a fatal four-way match. We had Persephone from CMLL, Bozilla from Stardom, and my other client, Alex Windsor, representing AEW in a hard-hitting match with a fatal four-way, and Mercedes Moné was able to retain the TBS championship match. I'm just gonna let Ced talk about this.
Let's just all sit back and just let
I'm just gonna sit back.
I have nothing to add to this. It's just I'm not surprised by the outcome, and neither should you guys be. She captured her 9th title on Friday, traveled the globe some more, and defended her title successfully on Sunday. I don't know what you guys expected to happen, but this was a very likely outcome for me, and I don't see it being any different going forward. All I know is if you're in the chat, if you're a fan of WWT, let me know where you think the 10th belt comes from and how soon.
God damn. We can make a belt.
Well, she's almost there, breaking Jade's record. She's almost there.
I like how surprised she looks. Like she didn't know she was going to win.
Well, if you watch the match, she had the look in her face because she didn't realize she was facing off against somebody like Bozilla. And yeah, her face kind of said it all because, and even after when they posted it on socials, she kind of ran after the match and did a quick interview, and she was just like, oh, okay. But we are going to see more of her, and it looks like apparently, if you watch the post-media scrum, it looks like she may have a celebration on Wednesday. And surprise, surprise, because yours truly will be on site in Philadelphia where it starts his residency. Ooh. So she may be celebrating in the city of brotherly love. And I'm going to be there in person to watch it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But congratulations to Mercedes Moné on retaining the TBS title belt. But, I mean, need I say more? Congratulations to my lady, Toni Storm. She's had a tough challenge with Athena. She had neck issues on last week's Dynamite where Athena gave her a pile driver on the steel steps, but she overcame it and she was able to do that. She was able to beat Athena and retain the AEW Women's Championship match. We saw Mina Shirokana come out and she distracted Billy Starks and she ran her out there, but it was a hard-hitting effort. And I did like the outfit that was inspired by Marie Antoinette because I had to look that up, and that looked like she was inspired.
Oh, I can see that.
Yep. But congratulations to Toni Storm. She's just chugging. She just keep fighting away. Madam Timeless. Just Madam
Timeless.
And we also had new AEW Tag Team Champions. This was really bizarre because you had the Hurt Syndicate versus Rodina versus FTR, and it was a hard-hitting match with all three of these teams. And apparently we saw some Max Men take out the Hurt Syndicate, and also MVP was not out at ringside, which was very odd. But the Max Men was the Gates of Agony and Ricochet that attacked the Hurt Syndicate, and Brodino picked up the victory and being the new AEW Tag Team Champions. I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on this because was this the right decision made on the direction of the tag team division?
I think it was the best possible outcome. We all know what's been going on behind the scenes of that the Hurt Syndicate want to work with FTR. We're trying to get the belts to FTR so they can do FTR versus Cage and Cope, all that stuff. But in the midst of all that, organically, the most popular tag team right now for weeks has been Brodito. So you crown them. How do you do that? You have to eliminate the Hurt Syndicate somehow. And I think this was a way where AEW actually did long-term storytelling the right way. Mm-hmm. You got to remember that Ricochet tried to join the Hurt Syndicate maybe over 8 months ago now and was ultimately told no and was bullied. So Ricochet now having a faction, he spun the block and said, hey, I still remember you treated me like that. So it kind of is one of those things where what they're doing made sense in a way. I don't think Brodito is going to be a long time tag team champions there, but they're good transitional championship holders for whatever is going to happen next with the tag team scene.
Christina?
Okay. I'm excited to see what's next for them. I wasn't sure if the Ricochet faction was going to win. So now that they did, I am excited to see the direction that it's going. I'm just not sure how I feel about them together yet, honestly.
I actually do like them together, and it's actually nice. Brody brought this up on socials, and even when they did the media scrum, they've known each other for years, way before they got into AEW. And also, it is nice for Bandino because with the fact he holds one of the tag team titles, he's also the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. So he is bringing a lot of eyes, especially if people are not too familiar with Ring of Honor. That's also another thing, too. And also with the fact, too, he has a big match at Death Before Dishonor this week where he's facing off against Hechicero. So that's also another thing, too. And I'm really happy for them. I mean, obviously, as Sid mentioned, I mean, this is not a coincidence for me because with the fact the Hurt Syndicate tried to recruit Ricochet. And apparently they rejected him and they kind of poked fun at him a bit. But since he has the Gates of Agony with them, it does really kind of help it a bit. And also for me, I'm really happy the Gates of Agony are taking on that role. And hopefully it puts a stance on them because they are serious tag team contenders. They have faced off against Hurt Syndicate before. So this is no playground in the park for them, but I'm really happy that they are using the Gates of Agony in a storyline, and I think this will help them, especially having one of their top superstars like Ricochet in their corner. But congratulations to Brodito on winning the AEW tag team titles. I just hope they hold it longer, more than a month. That's all I want, because I know, I'm going to be honest, FTR doesn't need the belt anytime soon. But, I mean, they want to, but I just don't think they need the belt anytime soon.
Okay.
But we also...
What a picture.
I know, that was a picture I was looking for, but Hangman Adam Page, MJF for the AEW World title. There was a lot of shenanigans and a lot of twists into this because MJF thought he was going to take the easy way out. We thought he was going to be the new champion, but unfortunately controversy arose because Hangman Adam Page had his foot on the rope, and I thought the ref didn't see it, but apparently he did. And then you had Mark Briscoe coming out trying to confront MJF because those two still have a beef with each other. But soon enough, with the ref's back turn, Hangman Adam Page took a page out of MJF's book, and he ended up retaining the belt, and he is still the AEW World Heavyweight Championship match. And also for this one, with the fact too, and also I do want to throw out there, MJF is also the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship, and he has an upcoming match with Mystico in one of their events, because I think it's like a master versus hair match. Pretty much if MJF loses, he has to shave his head. But I just wanted to get, I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on this match, and what do you think is next for both Hangman and MJF?
I didn't get to see this match, but the outcome is something I felt like would happen. I mean, MJF still has his contract he can utilize, so this is a natural outcome for me to see that he did everything he can to win and keep his contract, but he just came up short. But I think he'll actually still take his opportunity up. So he'll still be chasing Hangman, and I think we're telling that story of that chase before MJF finally gets that title back.
Christina?
I am glad that Hangman did win, just because I just currently, maybe I'm just haven't watched enough, but I'm just not a big MJF fan overall. He also reminds me of BJ Ray from LFG, who makes me extremely uncomfortable. So that's anyone against MJF, I'll probably go.
Yeah, I mean, I can't take away athleticism when it comes to MJF. He's a great athlete. He's just a big jerk, but that's just who he is. But I think this is not going to be the last time we see these two. As I mentioned, MJF still has issues with Mark Briscoe, Mystico, and also with the fact, too, he does have a little bit of alliance with Ricochet. So that's also another layer as well. So there's going to be a lot of elements playing out with not just these two, but also the other side characters that are playing into this. But congratulations to Hangman Adam Page on retaining the AEW World Heavyweight title. And unfortunately, we had the lights out steel cage match. We had Tanahashi, Darby Allin, Will Ospreay, the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega, and Kota Ibushi taking on the Death Riders, Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Gabe Kidd, and the Young Bucks. We did see Will Ospreay, Darby, the Golden Lovers, and Tanahashi pick up the win. But unfortunately, the price was paid off where the Death Riders took out Will Ospreay. Ooh. And unfortunately, we already know he's going to be out for a while. And also, another fact in there, and I didn't mention this, Swerve Strickland is also going to be out too because he just had surgery for his torn meniscus. And we did see the return of Wardlow that happened yesterday afternoon. So just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on this because with the fact Swerve and Will Ospreay are going to be gone for a while. And really kind of thinking what the direction is going to be next with the fact they're going to have to rely on some of their stars while they recover from their injuries.
Trying to think. I'm not sure what's next, actually. I really like the Death Riders, honestly, so I was going for them. So, but now that a lot of people are out, this is kind of making me question things.
Said, you have any thoughts you want to add?
I didn't get to see this match. I know. I don't know what's next for the Stars. I think for Ospreay, he has to get some work done. Same with Swerve, but I mean, yeah, I don't have any thoughts. I didn't get a chance to see the lights out match.
Yeah, I suppose Hanson was playing during the Young Bucks theme song.
Hanson was playing?
Yeah, Hanson was playing on their theme song.
Okay.
It's not a surprise because I kind of said this yesterday and even on last week's watch along because this is where they kind of need to rely on some stars that are there and who can they trust for the next level because Swerve can't wrestle forever, Ospreay can't wrestle forever, and they can't depend on just Darby, Hangman, and MJF. So this is where guys like Kyle Fletcher, Brody King, I mean, obviously we see Bandino a lot, even though he's a Ring of Honor World Champion. He's going to be popping on television. Also, with the fact with the Don Callis family, they added so many new members. They have a returning Wardlow in there. They have Okada in there. So this is where we're probably going to see a lot more of the Don Callis family step up to the plate. Also, where it's just going to be next for the Death Riders, I'm not sure. And also with the fact, too, and I didn't even mention this, we did see Bryan Danielson guest commentate yesterday. So he's floating around as well. Yeah, he left. He didn't do commentate for the main event. He actually left on the second to last match. And he said, I'm going in the back. I'm not dealing with this. I'm just going to watch it. And I thought he was going to come out. But I'm pretty sure it's not the last time we see Bryan Danielson. But there are going to be a lot of layers. And this is where a lot of stars are going to have to step up to the plate. I mean, we haven't seen Orange Cassidy since he got hurt. We haven't seen Jay White since he got injured. So they're going to have to rely on some of the rosters that they have and just build it up from there. But I thought it was a very overall good event. I really did enjoy Forbidden Door, and they put out solid matches. I think every single match did tell what they needed to do. I also, and I didn't put a photo of this, I actually did enjoy the Nigel McGuinness and Zack Sabre Jr. match. That was really nice to see Nigel back in the ring and also seeing Bryan Danielson commentate during Nigel's match. And he actually gave him praise with the fact Nigel always trashes Bryan Danielson a lot. So it was very nice and refreshing to see that. But it was an overall good event for Forbidden Door. And they are in Philly this week for their residency. So kudos to them. And a very solid show all around. I enjoyed it. Feel free to check out my watch along too for all the mayhem and everything else that happened. But just some quick AEW news that happened. that, hold on. So we found out today, courtesy of Fightful, that AEW will be collaborating with USL clubs. AEW wrestlers will partner with the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, El Paso Locomotive, and Orange County, South Carolina for limited edition collections that will be available in late September. And we're excited to unveil a new collection series, bring it together as the three teams I mentioned in AEW. And this landmark collection celebrates our first collaboration with AEW and will introduce the first ever AEW and sport apparel collection. And each club will unveil its own premium collection created in partnership with a featured AEW star. So we just got the news today and just wanted to give you get you guys' quick thoughts on this latest partnership that AEW has.
I mean, I like the different partnerships. I'm wondering how it's going to work with like certain. Is it going to be like a wrestler from that city, or I'm wondering how the wrestler is going to be connected to the team.
I think that's cool because I think at the end of the day, like you can sell some merchandise like this. Like if you have wrestler themed jerseys for each team, so I think it's something that can actually help get some more crossover fans, like fans who might not be familiar with AEW or vice versa, coming from the official league. I think that's very smart what they're doing. So I'm interested to see what comes out of it from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah, I think for this partnership, I do like they are taking a lot of partnerships that a lot of people are not familiar with, and it is going to bring a lot of eyes to their brand, especially with the fact that some of their stars are from specific hometowns. That's also a good connection as well. And also with the fact this could help with one of their partnerships from CMLL, since they're based in Mexico, because one of the teams, even though it's in El Paso, it could help leverage that with CMLL. So I'm very happy they are launching into opportunities. Of course, we know from last week or 2 weeks ago, they're doing a partnership with White Castle. So this is just a list of partnerships that they're doing. Yes.
Did we? Okay, back to the back really quick to the White Castle thing. I was trying to read more because I was really confused if this was like a delivery service or what this was. But I think it's like it's like at the grocery store, I think, and then you go and like get it.
Oh, really?
I think.
I may have to look into that.
Still developing, but I was really concerned. Like, is it something that they ship to you? Is it like a DoorDash? But I think I could be wrong. But I think it's something that you get at the grocery store, and it's an all-in-one package.
Well, we shall see on that. But congratulations to AEW for the continued partnership. We also did, and I thought I had a slide for Grand Slam. Okay, so just some quick news regarding AEW. They mentioned this yesterday. Grand Slam will be held in Sydney, Australia in February 2026. Also, as mentioned in Forbidden Door yesterday, they will be back in the UK in December. And they're also going to do a house show for the first time ever. They're going to do a house show in Australia in 2026. And that's very interesting because WWE ended their live house shows, but I just wanted to give you guys quick thoughts on the direction that AEW is taking with the live house show, and will this be a good addition to their promotion?
I wouldn't go international, so I think so. I'm excited to see more. It is making me more excited, like more interested and excited to watch AEW. I know I tend to stick to what I know, but them going international does make me want to watch more, so I'm intrigued.
Yeah, international shows usually do big numbers because they don't get served majority of the year. So I think it's a smart move, especially for some of the talent who are from that region of the world. So it can only do well that they're taking this stance, and I think it'll be a huge success for them.
I think it will be a huge success, and also it's an opportunity for them because we know WWE already cut their live house shows. So this is a good opportunity for AEW to test that water in the market.
Pounce on that train. Yep.
Yeah, and especially if it does well in Australia, maybe they could do it possibly at Daly's Place. They could do a few live house shows at Daly's Place since that originated AEW for a bit, and I think it would be great for some of the talent to get a lot of reps in live house shows, especially ones who are not on a week-to-week TV basis.
Right.
They could also get a lot of reps as well, so they won't depend on getting dates within the independent scene. But I'm very happy to see AEW kind of getting into that slowly direction, but they're kind of staying in their own lane and really testing out the waters and seeing the house shows. But this was a story that actually occurred. Woo! This actually occurred over the weekend. Yeah, real time. So just to catch everybody up to speed. So over the weekend, Raja Jackson at, and I hope I say this right, Knox Pro Wrestling event this past weekend. WWE quietly removed the promotion from its official talent recruitment website, and the move appears to be a direct response to the situation that left a wrestler hospitalized. Obviously, there was an incident that happened over the weekend where Raja Jackson, the son of MMA legend Quentin Rampage Jackson, entered the ring and legitimately knocked out a wrestler named Psycho Stu. Jackson then continued to punch the unconscious wrestler until he was stopped by others. Psycho Stu was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries and was reported to be in stable but critical care. The Los Angeles Police Department is investigating the incident, which Knox Pro Wrestling has publicly called a selfish, irresponsible act of violence, and pretty much the removal of the school, which is owned by Rikishi. It leaves 4 official partner schools listed on the WWE talent recruitment website: Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, Seth Rollins' Black and Brave Academy, Cody Rhodes' Nightmare Factory, and Scott Reed and Mike Hollow's Elite Pro Wrestling Center. I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts on this story that happened over the weekend. And what are your thoughts?
Yeah, this video started circulating really quick, and it started reaching all different corners of the internet, and not for the right reasons. So WWE acted quickly and distanced themselves from this WWT promotion, one of their Hall of Famers. I mean, the public statement came out, but the damage was already done. And if you've seen the video, like a lot of people are sharing it, it's very graphic. And this was also just letting you guys know, this is UFC Hall of Famer Rampage Jackson's son, Raja Jackson. So I don't know if he's trying to get his feet wet with wrestling, but whatever, apologize them, whatever the word I'm trying to think of, whatever cover up they're trying to do with saying that this was a receipt for something else that wasn't videographed and that he got permission. It's like he literally repeatedly kept striking another man that was already unconscious, and then several people in the ring had to get him to stop, which I don't know why people didn't get to, like, where were the people from the back? Where were the producers and stuff that could have stopped this sooner? Because this was happening in their ring during the show. God forbid, like, if this was a televised show, but fans were recording this and saw this, and now it's being circulated pretty heavily. But it's a very gross act, and I just hope the guy, Stu that is, doesn't have any serious like brain damage from what happened. But it's really a hard watch. And what you'll see now is that since fans are getting hold of this video, they're going to start calling for the arrest of Raja Jackson, because what we saw, whether it was a part of a storyline or proved, it was just downright assault. And that man has a family, probably has people who are very worried about his well-being. I think the last thing I saw is that he was stable, but we don't know the lingering effects of what's going to happen as a result of that that beating that we saw. And it's just crazy that everybody's in the ring and like we're almost allowing this to happen longer than it should have.
Yeah, for sure. It was really disturbing. Sorry? Oh yeah.
No, go ahead. I was like, your thoughts.
It was really disturbing when I was seeing this first come out, because I've been seeing a couple different videos come out from just like different perspectives, and it looked like Raja was there, but it was unclear if he was there just like a fan or if he was going to be involved in some way. And then it looked like Psycho Stu had hit him in the head with like a can because he thought he was like part of the show. So he thought he was gonna, and then I could hear after he hit him with a can saying like, "Oh, you didn't sell it." Was like confused and was like, "Oh, I thought you were part of the show." Like Psycho Stu legitimately thought Raja was part of the show. And then Psycho Stu went to go apologize to Raja and be like, he held out his hand. He was like, "I'm sorry. Like, I thought you were part of the thing. Like, that's what I see. The cameras are surrounding you. I thought you were all part of the show." And then Raja like rejected his handshake and just like walked away upset. That's when I was like, "Oh, this is kind of wild." Because you would think everyone's kind of part of the thing. So I'm kind of confused. And then you can hear Raja Jackson on his live stream, like pretty much like threatening Stu and being like, "Oh, I'm gonna get him," or something like that. So it seemed like he had been premeditated throughout the match. Like it was really crazy. And I was just highly confused as to if everyone knew, like the producer of the show knew that Raja was not part of it. Like, why didn't people intervene sooner? Like, that's like a security issue. Like, people shouldn't just be able to jump into the ring. Like, you should at least someone should know whether this is like part of the show or not. So it's really disturbing and really confusing. They were saying that Stu was like a veteran with PTSD, that he was using wrestling as an outlet. So it makes me really, really sad for Stu.
I'm trying to put this into words for this because when I saw this video floating, it's not that great of a video. It was very gruesome and very hard to watch. And also with the fact too, since I'm starting to learn how to work in the independent scene, there should have at least been a kind of concern. And also with the fact too, you have people video recording this, that also looks very bad. And also with the fact too, the main concern should be about the wrestlers, the people working backstage, and also thinking the reputation and the brand that you carried on for years. That's also not good too. And with this whole incident, and I know the wrestling school put out a statement, but in a lot of planning, I didn't read the full statement on what they wrote, but also with the fact too, WWE removed them from WWE ID. That's also another concern too, because it does show that there's no tolerance with anything like that or incidents like that. So that's just something that is very scary and concerning. And also with the fact that you guys mentioned with Stu, he does suffer from PTSD. And also that is concerning. Like, they should have at least stopped right away. Or if somebody was video recording it, they could have intervened with something. That was the thing that bothered me the most. But this is just something that needs to be concerning, not just on the schools within WWD, but all of independent wrestling, where some of them do take these things very seriously and they do have protocols in place. They have code of conducts, and they don't take any tolerance from anybody, regardless of the status. So I think that's something that has to be a lesson learned moving forward, that everybody in the independent scene can learn, and especially if they're affiliated with WWE ID.
Definitely. The safety of everyone is the most concerning. So I'm just kind of like, wait, if I'm wondering if like the producers were looking at each other like, did you know about this? Did you know about this? Because like it just took too long for people to start intervening, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, but that's just something lessons that need to be learned. And as I said, especially if you're under the WWE ID, that's just something that needs to be taken seriously. But just some quick news before we get out of here. Saturday night's main event, Salt Lake City, Utah will be hosting Saturday night's main event on November 1st. So this is the news that actually broke out today. And also with the fact too, so yeah, it pretty much, and also with the fact too, it will be on Peacock, because there was a report that was floated from the Sports Business Journal that a multi-year deal has been reached. So we'll be seeing Peacock adding for Saturday night's main event annually. So it will still be on Peacock Saturday night's main event and also NXT PLEs. But that's another thing to consider with Saturday night's main event. And also another update that we have is 2 years ago yesterday was the passing of Bray Wyatt, where he unexpectedly left the world at a very young age. Very shocking to hear the news, but I just wanted to get you guys' quick thoughts regarding the news on where you guys were at present time, or if there a match that you enjoyed or a moment that you liked for Bray Wyatt while he was still with us.
Oh gosh, Bray Wyatt was just an icon. I just miss him so much. He, for me, he just revolutionized the characters that bring like the mystique and the darkness, and like that is kind of like one of the things that I'm really drawn to. And it's so crazy that it's already been 2 years. It's crazy.
So, do you have any memories or anything memorable about Bray Wyatt?
Yeah, Bray had a lot of great programming from his time. Like, I love Gospel Bray, or Swamp Bray, whatever you want to call him. One of the best promos I've ever heard. I really enjoyed Firefly Funhouse when it was a thing. I was just thinking yesterday how much I would enjoy if it was Bray steering this ship of the Wyatt Six, as opposed to what we're getting, and like how much fun it would be. I think a testament to Bray's gravity is just when he finally returned to WWE after the weeks of like cryptic vignettes, and it was actually him, and we got the payoff at Extreme Rules a few years ago, and like how loud that pop was. Like it's like it was like validation. They're like, hey, we feel like this is Bray Wyatt, but we don't know for sure. We're getting all these QR codes, and when we actually saw it was him, like how happy the WWE universe was. So definitely taken from us too soon, and I'm happy that we have a gimmick in place in WWE that is like honoring his legacy. And I think at the WWE worlds and things like that, they'll have different types of monuments there to honor his legacy, like the Firefly Funhouse. Of course, we're going to see the Wyatt Six introduced for Halloween this year at Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights. So like we're seeing his legacy carry in his absence, which is beautiful. But like I definitely wish he was still here to carry out his work, because it was just something that was so different but so engaging about this character and what he brought to wrestling.
I wish he was here to see it. I think he would just be so like amazed at the Halloween Horror Nights. And I think he would. It was I lost my train of thought, but there was I forgot which promo of his was one of my favorite ones, but definitely the Swamp Bray was iconic. Jessica.
Yes, Bray Wyatt. I remember getting the news because I didn't think it was real until it was official, and it was just so shocking, especially with the fact he was like 2 years younger than me. That was very scary to have that, but also he's had many iconic moments, obviously, like when he was a Swamp with Bray Wyatt and the Wyatt family, and he faced off against John Cena in New Orleans at WrestleMania, when he also did the Firefly Funhouse match with John during the pandemic, and just kind of going back in time with all that. He had memorable moments. And also make sure to check out his documentary, which is on Peacock, I believe, because they did talk a little bit about his legacy and everything else. But I'm very happy his spirit is still alive and well, and not just the Wyatt Six, but also saying like if he was still here, he could have led the charge with the Wyatt Six, and also what other superstars on that roster he could have worked with. I mean, obviously he could have worked with Seth, since they both worked previously in the past when he was a Fiend, but he definitely was very influential. And even still to this day, many superstars across all promotions have worn clothing that was inspired by him first. But here in Women's Wrestling Talk, we do want to send our condolences and continue celebrating the life of Bray Wyatt. But normally we try to do previews early, but we're going to do something different because we're going to preview NXT. We're going to preview NXT, which is tomorrow night. continuing the fallout from NXT Heatwave. Normally we don't preview it, but we figured why not, just to end it with a bang. Obviously, of course, you see Kalani Jordan taking up Blake Monroe after that backstage intercourse they had that's posted on socials with Ava. Also, a few more matches that were added on over the weekend. We're going to see Lexis King and Miles Bourne in a blindfold match. We're going to see the Cullings, Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley taking on Ren Sinclair and a partner of her choosing. And we're also going to see Fatal Influence take on Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, and Zarya. All this and more happening tomorrow night. And I just wanted to give you guys just quick thoughts on what match are you looking forward to see with the aftermath of NXT Heatwave.
Obviously, the 6-woman tag as we build towards No Mercy in Fort Lauderdale.
No!
I fully expect to see Fatal
I'm
Influence
shocked.
continue to burst at the seams and the foundation's crumbling. And I hope we give Lola some more promo time to where she can really stake her claim as number one contender. And it makes me think of the promo she cut against Roxanne where she broke the fourth wall and started crying, talking about her mom. Start showing more of that human aspect of you so the audience can continue to get behind you and believe that you're the hero to deliver us from this era of the women's division.
Okay. Yeah, and I think the fatal that women's match is going to be interesting. The Blake Monroe versus Kaylani, I think, is probably one of my top ones that I'm waiting to see, especially after Kaylani coming out of Heatwave.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting how they're going to do once Heatwave is over, obviously, of course. But I'm looking forward to seeing Kalani and Blake Monroe. I'm very curious to see on who Ren Sinclair's partner is going to be. Like, who is she going to pick that's going to take on Izzy Dane and Tatum Paxley? I'm just very curious on who's going to be her partner. But
I'm intrigued.
All this will be happening tomorrow night on NXT on the CW8 Eastern. And that was a jam-packed Monday edition. That was a lot of jam-packed news. We had recaps, we had news, we had everything happening. But that wraps up the Monday edition of Women's Wrestling Talk. Or is there something I missed?
What I think we touched upon it. That the speed titles are coming to NXT.
Yes. Yeah, because that was talked on NXT Heatwave. But it is that time because we had a jam-packed episode and Ced, where can the people find you?
I don't want to be found as usual. I did promise you guys a Monday Night Raw recap. I'm finishing up some points of Monday Night Raw and I'll hop on here and talk with the good people. But before I go, because you're going to see me in like another hour or so, I have to address an elephant in the room. And being the bigger elephant, I'm going to address it directly. Mr. JB, Mr. Boza, to your comment that she is jealous of Miss Monroe, and since you have a problem with all these belts, I only have one reply to you, sir.
No, why do you have so many titles? You're ruining wrestling. You're too good. Stop it. Please lose. Please. Bitch, I'm never gonna lose because I'm the greatest.
That's insane.
That's from Miss Monet.
That was
herself.
actually
what
crazy.
She's never gonna lose.
I have no words.
That's what you say, but I'm not even gonna talk about this because we want to get out of here. Christina, where can the people find you?
The people can find me when the stars align, doing watch along LFG, watch along and post show for WoW, and when the stars align for WWT Live.
The people can find me chirping periodically on WWT Live. You guys are going to need a treat because I will not be here Wednesday and Friday. Yours truly will be on site because AEW is coming to Philadelphia. You will not be getting a Timeless Elite Wednesday watch along from me. I will be there in person for Dynamite and Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. So I will be out. I'm not going to be here the rest of the week, but I'm sure I will be seeing a lot of this, and I'm pretty sure Mercedes is going to be doing her celebration. But that's okay because I'll be back next week. But feel free to watch feel free to watch it on your own because I'm going to be enjoying it on live in person.
Means me CEO Wednesdays for real.
Oh, dear.
He thinks he can take over, but not next week. But I will be out Wednesday and Friday. Make sure to follow me on @CourtneyNJ11 on all my socials because not only I do have wrestling posts, I'm going to be having some pageant posts happening. I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff in the coming weeks. Please make sure to follow ISBW Wrestling. We got a lot of shows happening in September. Myself and Honey will be at 90s Wrestling Con in September. So feel free to hang out with the ladies of WWT. And we have a lot of stuff happening. Do want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat that rocked with us. Eric, Isaac, Boza, DJ Magic J from the Mega Powers podcast for joining us. Also Maria for joining on this chat. Jeffrey, you guys have been supportive of us. So feel free to follow us on all the socials and also all the videos that we have as well and all the watch-alongs that we did. Also, shout outs to our other siblings, the K-Bay podcast, because they have a podcast as well. And hopefully we get their thoughts on not just Monday Night Raw, but SmackDown and NXT Heatwave. And thank you for spending this jam-packed Monday Night Raw. Yes, Christina.
Leave that on there. Thank you.
Christina is the GOAT, but we want to wish you guys a Monday evening. And thank you for supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet, and the rest of the team will see you on.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.